KCSF 90.9. Professor B here. We're Professor B SportsWorld 2:49, 11 minutes before the top of the hour of 3 o'clock. Sorry about that, Big Bo. The song was almost over. That was the King of Pop, the late Michael Jackson, and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. We're at 2:49. We got some more baseball news. We got Dusty Baker was awarded a 2-year contract extension.
Open my mic.
2-year doing his first. He has a deal through 2012, helping the Giants. Who the Giants helped, helped the Reds win their first division title outright since 1995. I mean, sorry about that. I just keep on those times. Dusty Baker with the Giants. Those years are going by so fast. So, I'm happy. Big fan of Dusty Baker. I was totally disappointed what happened with Tim and, when the Giants had that nasty fallout. So, congratulations to Baker. He gets a 2-year contract extension. And they hadn't been in the playoffs up to this point till now since 1995 when Davey Johnson took the Reds to the National League Championship Series, then got replaced by owner Mars Schott, who simply didn't like him. The Reds went through 5 more managers before hiring Baker, who presided over a quick rebuilding process. The Reds traded Ken Griffey Jr., Adam Dunn, during Baker's first season, the beginning of a power-dependent offense to one that win by going from first to third on single category led by the league this season. And it was very difficult. What you're rebuilding, and you got leaders and new face for the two organization. And the Reds, of course, they brought in third baseman Scott Rowland. And it's funny, that's going to be a big thing because Scott Rowland will return to Philadelphia in the division series. And, a lot of Philly fans have a lot of nastiness about Scott Rowland, the way how that divorce settlement went during his time in Philadelphia. And Philly fans, when you diss a town like Philadelphia, if you're a sports fan, they will never forget that, Bo. What are your thoughts about that?
Non-existent.
Well, they won't forget that. So he's going to be ex-Philly Scott Rowland, and Baker has led the Giants and the Cubs to the playoffs before coming to Cincinnati. And you look at his, it's just, it's fun, He thinks his staff is going to give more chances looking in those, but that's going to be a good series. I think the Phillies I got to go to the Phillies for this first round. And the other news, baseball news coming up, the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates. The sorry Pittsburgh Pirates. And what can you say about the Pittsburgh Pirates? Well, the Pirates, another manager, and John Russell, he was let go. He was fired. The former ex-Philly catcher was fired after marching the Pirates to the most losses by a manager in 3 seasons. The only other manager with the franchise's 124 season to have more losses in so few seasons was Fred Haney when he managed the Pirates from 53 to 55. Russell had records of 67, 95, and 08, 62, 99, and 09, 57, 105 this season. Only the 1952 Pirates, who went 42 and 112, lost more games in modern baseball era than Russell's final team, which was the NL's worst in batting, pitching, and defense. Hitting, pitching, and defense. Hitting, pitching, and defense. The fundamentals of the game for the Pittsburgh Pirates, why they lost 105 games. And what's your thoughts about that, though? What's your thoughts about that, John? Your thoughts, though? The Pittsburgh Pirates, they had not had a winning season since the Barry Bonds, Jim Leyland Pirates teams in 1992, when they lost the league championship series back in Game 7 when the Pirates were just 1 out away after nearly coming back from a 3-1 deficit. They won. It was 2-0 going into the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs. The bases were loaded, or 3-2 or 2-1 Pirates going into the bottom of the ninth. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Francisco Cabrera on a 2-1 pitch from Stan Belenda hits a game-winning 2-run base hit. And if you ever see the play on MLB Network on ESPN Classic when Barry Bonds threw that strike to Mike LaValliere, when Sid Bream, the former Pirate Sid Bream, who had multiple knee operations in his career, slid and scored that winning run, that sent the Pirates into a downward tailspin of total misery ever since then of that league championship series. Willie Stargell, Phil Gardner, John Candelaria bring back the We Are Family theme by Sister Sledge, which their #1 hit was produced by Nile Rodgers and Chic back in 1979. It's sad being a Pirate fan. It will always be, Pittsburgh, PA will always be a Steeler town. And he went to Encinal High School in the city of Oakland, so he's an Alameda native. And one food of thought, if you're a child growing up in Pittsburgh, if you were a child about 8, 9, 10 years old, what would you be rooting for if you're living in Western Pennsylvania as a baseball team? The Pittsburgh Pirates or the Phillies?
The Reds. Keep it simple.
I think they'll be rooting for the Phillies because that's east of Pennsylvania. Their football team would be the Steelers because they're associated with a loser. The Pittsburgh Pirates, more losing seasons. And I got the numbers for you. Oh, it's sad. It's the numbers. They've had a 12-game losing streak, 4 7-game losing streaks, and 8 5-game losing streaks, 4 7-game losing streaks. They're 17-64 on the road, equaling. All right, and more stats. No pitcher has won more than 9 games on the team, and they were outscored 279 times, or almost 100 runs more than any other major league team. 5 pitchers lost 10 or more games, led by 15-game loser. Zach Duke and Paul Maholm. No pitcher had a winning record during the franchise's record extending 18th consecutive losing season. It's sad being a Pittsburgh Pirate fan. I mean, well, Kevin McClatchy was another guy who really has to take the brunt of the Pittsburgh Pirates. And bad signs from Jason Bay, Xavier Nady, Freddie Sanchez, who's with the Giants in the division title, Jack Wilson, Nate McLeod, Adam LaRoche, Matt Capps, John Grable, Tom Gorgiani, Ian Snell, Sean Burnett, Niger Morgan, also traded Jose Batista. So there you go. And before we go, we're going to just do a quick KCSF news update. And we're going to have the face-off with the 5th quarter. We're going to be talking, they'll be talking more Giants baseball. Let's stop talking about the terrible Pittsburgh Pirates. We're at 2:59. This is KCSF 90.9 Professor B Sports World.